What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. We're on the road to 2K. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Today we are doing a first impressions video of the Audi TT, which we just bought. But yeah, I just thought rather than standing around talking to the camera, so I'll take you guys with me. We'll just drive around and then we'll talk about what I think of the car. So let's get it going. As we drive to, well, it's not really a destination, we're just gonna drive around, I guess. First impressions are, the car is superb, absolutely superb. I've done about 1,000 miles in the 3 days that I've had the car. I know that sounds crazy, but I had to go to London the very next day after I bought it. So it was a good time to test the car out, see what it was like on the motorway, test out the sound system, the efficiency, etc, etc. Speaking of efficiency, managed to get 40 miles per gallon, which is actually pretty decent, to be fair, for a 2-litre petrol. Four-wheel drive as well, as we know, that's a little bit less efficient. But yeah, 40 miles per gallon, can't argue with that. And obviously, with all things, it's as efficient as you're driving. How heavy your right foot is really determines a lot of this. So yeah, overall, the look of the car is, well, I love it. I had the TT back in 2014, just before this shape came out. Loved that one, but it was lacking technology. Although it's a sports car, it is very comfortable, like really, really comfortable. The suspension is not that stiff that you'd be worried like to take your elderly parents out for a drive or give someone a lift. The Super Sport seats are really comfy. Like, considering we were sat in here for, well, I was in here for like 10 hours the day after I bought it, and I haven't got like back problems, but I suffer with a bit of a bad back, especially lower back. So normally in sports cars, that's really what you should avoid, is a low seating position with your legs extended. You should be trying to sit up upright to protect your back. But yeah, I haven't had any issues whatsoever. They hug you in when you're going around corners, so you're not afraid to drive aggressively. You're not going to slide out of the seats. Yeah, and obviously they look amazing. It's one of, if not my favorite part about the car, is the diamond quilted leather. It feels nice, and obviously we've got the heated seats, so in the winter, it's not like you're going to get in and you'll have freezing cold legs, bum and back. Speaking of driving aggressively and not sliding around in the seats, the all-wheel drive Quattro system is amazing. It just never feels like it's going to run out of grip. Like, don't get me wrong, I haven't taken it to a track or anything, but you know, when you're going around corners at 60, 70 miles an hour on the motorway in the rain, and you have 110% confidence in the car that you're not going to slide, it's amazing. And even at low speeds, with the weather being so bad, going around the corner sometimes in a front-wheel drive car with skinny tyres or whatever, even a rear-wheel drive car, you feel like you're almost on a bit of ice and you have to be a little bit careful and take that extra, you know, take 5 miles an hour off your usual speed that you would go around the corner. But yeah, I'm well impressed. It's amazing. On to performance, the overall performance of the car, I was like, before I even bought it, I was pretty convinced that I'd be wanting to get an exhaust system. And then when I jumped in and actually listened to it and figured out that you can turn the engine noise up, I was like, oh, okay, well, let's see how it sounds. And the difference is crazy. Like, I've got it in individual now, so let's have a listen. Pops are just, they're so nice, and it's such a throaty noise, which I really wasn't expecting, because, you know, like I said in my previous video, like, the Germans have a horrible habit of just ruining cars. Like the RS Q8 that's just come out, it's got a soft limiter on it, and it's just like, it's awful. Why have they done that? I get the regulations, I get all that, but you're spending £100,000 on a car like that, you want to hear what the car is capable of before you slam it and do 110 in 5 seconds. You know, typical me, that's not the be all and end all. You know, we might still get a back box, because what it is lacking for me is on the downshifts, it just revs really high and it sounds like it's hurting. Whereas it'd be nice to get a little bit more engine noise, turbo noise, and some pops and bangs on the deceleration rather than just the acceleration. But that's just me being picky. But I'm sure a lot of you watching the channel would agree. I love this road so much. Oh, train track. I don't like this bit. Does anyone else get nervous driving across train tracks? I do. It's harrowing. Even when the barriers are up, I'm still scared. Oh God. And the other bad thing about this road is there is no room for error. There's brick wall on both sides, so you really, really don't want to mess up. Yeah, this car sounds great. The pickup is really, really nice. Let's just concentrate a little bit. Last thing I want to do is take off a wing mirror. Yeah. Ooh. Tiny gap. Oh, stone chipping out. What was that? Yeah, I like this road, man. I haven't been here in so long. This way, like, when we were kids, 17, 18, passing our driving tests, this is where we would go. Good old St. Fagans lanes. But I digress. If you watched the previous video, you would have seen that there's a child in the middle of the road. Yeah, what is he doing? Okay, so yeah, if you watched the previous video, the collection video, you would have got the gist that I don't really know what I was talking about. But like I said, I spent a lot of time in the car over the last 3 days, and I've got to grips with a lot of the settings, and the system itself is so intuitive once you know how each button affects what. Like, each button is obviously specific. Some buttons I didn't even realize were there or what they did, but I figured it out now. And yeah, like, one of the first things I was going to get for the car was a phone holder, which is pretty normal. And I still do have one, I'm sure you can see it here. But then I was having a chat with Anna, my fiance. If you're a regular on the channel, you would have seen her plenty of times. But yeah, she was saying you've just got this brand new car, which has all this amazing technology in it, which encourages you not to use your phone. I was like, that's a really, really good point. So I went out my way to figure out all the little tricks and all that kind of stuff that you can do. And really and truly, you really never need to look at your phone. You shouldn't look at your phone when you're driving anyway, I know, but you really don't need to use it at all. You can speak to the car and say, Audi, I'm hungry. And it'll bring up a list of restaurants in the area, or Audi, I need fuel, and it will direct you to a fuel stop. You can say, call so-and-so. You can even send texts from the car. It's amazing. Like, I wasn't expecting to have all this technology in here, although it is still, you know, a brand new model, I guess you could say. Speaking of phones though, one of the other quite cool features of the system, well, not so much the system, the app that comes along with the car. Once you download it and pair the car, you can send destinations to the navigation before you go there, or you can send music to it. Like, if your passenger wants to actually control what you're listening to, they can send music to the car, which is good. You know, if you're planning ahead, say you want to get up early and you've got a road trip, you can send the destination to the car, you wake up in the morning, start it, you're good to go. No messing around, which, you know, I like that a lot. One of the extras that this car has is the Comfort and Sound Pack. The Comfort and Sound Pack gives you, obviously, surround sound and some other little bits like reverse parking sensors. But for me, one of the major things, and this is so small, but it's the little details that make you want to keep the car for a little bit longer. And this is the digital displays for the heaters. Can't recommend this package enough. Like, if you're looking for a TT, or any Audi for that matter, you should really try to get the Comfort and Sound Pack, because it just gives that little bit more luxurious edge to the car in a sports car, which a lot of people want. They want something that looks good, is fast, but they don't want it to be stripped out. Like, if you go for a Porsche Cayman T, you know, when there's no AC or no navigation, why would you? No one really wants that unless it's a specific track vehicle, and no one's really driving a track car around every single day. The only downfall for me about the car, or there's a couple of downfalls, is one, obviously there's no room in the back seats at all. Like, in my previous TT, I took me and my friends, and all of them are like 6 foot plus, to Cheltenham, and we managed to all fit in. And now there's just no room whatsoever. Like, my seat is in like a regular position. I'm not huge, you know, I'm only like 5'9", and there is this much space between the back of my seat and the rear seats. So yeah, you can pretty much forget about having anyone in the back unless you're a child. Another thing is when you fold the seats forward, to try and put like shopping in the back, it's a really tight gap. So if you've got like a bag for life, which is, you know, quite a sizable bag, you're gonna struggle to get that in without pulling the seat forward, which is kind of annoying. And the last but not least worst thing about the car, especially in the winter, is Audi have had a major design flaw of when you open the boot, and let's say it's raining and there's water all over the boot lid, you can open it up and then everything that's inside the boot will get wet because the drains don't drain quick enough. So it just runs off the sides. I learned the hard way yesterday. I had a white shirt in the boot, opened it up, got covered in dirty water, absolutely ruined it. So I'm like, oh, man, I needed that for tomorrow. There is a way in which you can make sure that doesn't happen, which is opening the boot slowly. But let's be real, who the hell wants to do that when it's pouring down with rain? You just want to get your stuff, get it out, get it in the house, and then, you know, leave it. It's just something to bear in mind if you are going to get a TT, to open the boot slowly. And I guess, well, that pretty much wraps this video up. I've been rambling on. If you got to the end, comment, I don't know, what can we comment? Squatty. If you're squatty and you got to the end, make sure you put that in the comments. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notifications because we're going to be uploading regularly. We've got a load of videos backlogged, so you're not going to be missing us. We're not going to be disappearing for 6 to 9 months ever again, I promise you. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. This is me. Peace.